What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And as you guys can see by the title, I actually did get my new motor finally shipped to my work, and we brought it home. So thank you very much, Lee and Hobby. Thanks for helping me put the motor in Lee's Pilot and bring it back home and lifting it out of his Pilot into my garage, and also Bill. But all right, so that's the motor. But before we get into the motor, what I did was it off camera was I put the charcoal canister back in, ran the evap line, the drain, ran the evap line. Well, I just said that. Have to get a different hose for that one for the B16, and did put the fuse box back, and I'll put my battery back there and then have it all sorted out. I still have things to remove, like I have to remove the catch cam, my was the AM water temp, oil temp wire, and then I just have my slave sitting right there. But yeah, just putting it back to stock, and then after I bar, I just changed a couple things out. I still have to pull off my exhaust. Most of you guys know that I did have custom pretty much AM fuel lines made on this car. So one thing I have to do, or have to go do, is go to the junkyard down south and pick up a fuel feed from right here up to where the stock fuel filter goes, because yeah, I was running AM line, so I took off that fitting, and then I'm running a high compression fitting that you could buy at O'Reilly's for 5/16, and so just hardline to hardline. So I'm gonna run that back up there, and yeah, so that's all I have done, because I was mainly waiting on the motor so I could do everything else. So yep, I picked this up from Florida, and they sent me a video of them doing the compression test. So it is 250, 245, 250, 250. It is, yeah, so it's a good motor. It just needs some work. And looking at the clutch and flywheel, there was a lot of oil on it that spilled on it, so gotta pull that off and do the rear main seal. It did come with a, well, I'm gonna change this out, but I needed the bracket, and luckily it came with the bracket. And this hose is kinked because they left it like this and shipped it like that. So I bought a new hose already from my work. I do need a new liner here for the evap, new brake booster hose, a couple things, and fuel return. But all this one I could literally just go to O'Reilly's and buy one, or I actually might have one somewhere right here. I think it's probably too big though. No, actually, that's perfect. There you go, my fuel return line. And yeah, it's a used up motor, but it is a 99 spec B16A2. This head is stamped 99, and it is a PR3. So yeah, from looking at it, it's pretty much all stock. I don't think the head's been taken off like ever, because that is still the OEM head gasket. That is what Lee says. Part of this motor's been taken care of well, because a lot of stuff's been replaced, as in like the oil pan gasket, the valve cover gasket, the tube seals. But it's not the best, because the guy did kind of use like O'Reilly shit, and I hate O'Reilly gaskets because, yep, we gotta go all OEM. And look at that. That valve cover definitely needs some cleaning. And yeah, it just has O'Reilly, I think that's Felpro, and then I hate O'Reilly's or AutoZone, whatever, was it spark plug tube seals. These leak, and we've seen that happen on one of my friends. He was driving the car around, next to we're like, hey, let's do a compression test on it. Pull off the spark plugs, and then a shit ton of oil came out of all four from him using these. And yes, this motor is very well used up. But do not worry, I'm actually gonna be pulling the head off. I'm gonna be getting the head, well, what I originally planned on was, well, this motor I'm gonna leave it completely stock, but I kinda wanna do the valve train alone, so I just wanna do the SuperTech valve train package. So we're talking about the valves, the retainers, springs, valve guides, and of course, valve seals. But as of right now, I'm not too sure. So, but one thing is, I do need to send the head off to get the new valve seals replaced. I'm not trying to have this motor smoke on me. But yeah, and then it looks like they haven't really done an oil change on it, but nothing to worry about. This head will be completely looking brand new once they hot tank it and everything. And yeah, at least the motor's still timed. Gotta pull off all of this, keeping the alternator of course. Gotta pull off the AC, pulling off the power steering. I might put AC back in. I just have to put the condenser or whatever, not the condenser, whatever the shit's called, back in to the hatch. And I have all the lines and everything in those boxes. Power steering is a no-go because this car is a DX model. There's no power steering at all. So we're gonna be pulling that off. But yeah, all these hoses I have already. Clutch and flow I already have. This motor does look beat, but once I restore this, well not restore, rebuild it and clean this up a little bit, it'll look a lot better. We're gonna be using this of course for ref and or getting barred. Yeah, but besides all that, the back of the block is extremely clean. Surprisingly, just the front of the block was dirty. Alright, so let's get to ripping this apart. I'll probably sand this valve cover with the head, let that shit get hot tanked or sandblasted or whatever they do to clean this shit up. This shit is really grimy. I do have, well this is not mine. This, of course, this is the ECU that we're gonna be using to get this motor barred. This is a focus. Wow, this thing won't focus at all. Well, this is a P30A02 ECU. This is a 96 to 97 spec OBD2A Delso that came with a B16 A3 or A2 or whatever they come with. So we're gonna be needing that. And I might put this valve cover back on after I get it barred, because this valve cover is extremely clean and my friend Cooper up in Washington refinished it. And I got the oil cap right there too. We should actually get working on the motor and pulling apart, but let me show you guys what's in this box first before we even, you know, go forward, because a lot of you guys are complaining that I'm not working on my car or working on anything in this video. But straight from Japan, the land of Japan, this is a full catback. So we got the S pipe and the mid pipes in there with a fat ass, I don't think you guys can see that, but it is a huge ass resonator, because this is actually, well you guys know the California law, this is actually under 95 decibels. It's more for like the street cars out in Japan, but this is from one of the shops I actually visited when I was over in Japan in November of 2016. Boom! This thing is extremely clean. There's no scratches or dents or nothing. This is the Seeker SES exhaust system, full catback. And it did come with a silencer, so that's cool. But we're gonna take that off. Really clean. The whole exhaust is super clean. And the only thing I found was on the resonator, there's a small little dent, but it's like super small, and it's whatever. But we are gonna be putting this on the car after we put everything in, because the current piping that is, because the current piping that's in my car is mixed match. So there's a 1320 test pipe, your Naka mid pipe, your Naka S pipe to the Mugen twin loop, and this is all mixed match and it doesn't line up correctly, and my exhaust sags because this exhaust is missing one of the flanges on the S pipe, which is this one. So that's why it sags, but luckily this one has it all in really nice quality from Seeker. So, all right, let's take this shit apart. If there's not one thing I hate about working on motors or cars, is a dirty ass motor. This thing is so grimy. And I mean, I'm gonna clean it up, but still, it's just like taking off the power steering and the AC was so grimy. Like all the bolts, so I had to clean them up, but over there, that's all trash to me. But yeah, I hate working on grimy motors because wherever you touch with your gloves or your tools, your sockets, whatever, they just get dirty. Your tools get dirty and you have to clean your tools, and it's just so nasty. I hate working on dirty bays, and oh man. But yeah, so I gotta pull off the intake manifold, and what I realized is I can't really take off the head because I gotta take off the header, and I gotta bring the hoist in and hold it up so I can take off the header and then drop it back down. But the thing is, it's raining in California. It's been raining for like the past 3 days, which is very weird, but yeah, it's raining, so I'm just gonna pull off the intake manifold, pull off the timing belt, and do all the stuff on this side and this, and then we'll pull off the head whenever it stops raining so I can bring the hoist in. But yeah, gotta pull off this manifold, and yeah, very simple. I don't know if I need to make a guide, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's 4 underneath or 5 underneath there, and they gotta take off the breather box. This thing's very crusty. I already bought a new hose for this, so I'm pretty much doing an OEM refresh. I bought a new outer control valve hose for the coolant. I bought this one because these are very hard. What people don't know is when these hoses, or your radiator hoses, or these hoses, like this one's soft, so it's still good, but they're really hard. They become brittle, and then you could pretty much put a hole in it if you take it out and then just bend it and it'll crack. So all the hard hoses I'm replacing with brand new OEM. These aren't that expensive. This one I think was $4, and this one right here was like $7 from Honda, so good deal. And yeah, so look at that puny ass intake. And oh, forgot to buy a gasket for this too. All right, so fast forward to 3 days later, 4 days, 4 days later. So the motor, or the head, has been taken off and is actually at the machine shop getting new valve seals and everything, getting hot tank because that thing was very grimy. Here is the long block. We are gonna be pulling the pistons out to do new piston rings and rod bearings. It's not gonna be like a built motor, it's gonna be rebuilt to OEM spec, so just straight up reliability. It's not raining anymore, so I gotta bring the hoist in tomorrow since it is the weekend, and pull out the oil pan, pull the pistons out. The hair's kind of dangling here, but yeah, this thing has hella miles, and I think they're using a tap bar, but we're good on that. Everything else is over here, and the cams, cam caps, and all that. Intake manifold. Believe it or not, since most of you guys do know, I work at Honda, so I get pretty much a discount. I get cost price on a lot of the Honda parts. And I decided to just say fuck it and decided to do a full OEM refresh on the motor. So we're talking about replacing everything. Well, not the hose clamps, but we're replacing all the hoses. So everything to the breather chamber, O-rings, gaskets, everything you can name. Even a brand new fuel line, because why not, right? Full OEM refresh on the motor, so it's straight up reliability, and I know that I did everything and I know that it will be good. Even bought like brand new PCV valve and all that. So here is a couple of them. So this is for the breather box, another small hose for the breather, another hose for the breather, the grommets, the valves, more valves, and that doesn't stop there. I even went ahead and bought a brand new B16 intake arm, and I still have the spring coming. I have the clamp in the other bag, and I have the top tube coming in also. This should be the O-ring for the breather chamber, which is that black box. Won't come out. And of course, all of this. Idle air control valve hose, another idle air control valve hose, cooling hose, brand new fuel line, thermostat, VTEC gasket, VTEC's on the gasket, rear main seal, oil pan gasket, distributor O-ring, the top of the VTEC solenoid, timing belt, the clamp for the intake arm. This is the front main seal, front oil seal, which is the one that goes behind here. Oil fan gasket, spark plug tube seals. I don't know why I'm showing you guys all this. Intake manifold or throttle body gasket. This is the cam seal. This is for emissions. Cam seal. Brand new OEM water pump. This is the oil pump seal. So once you pull out the oil pump, there is a little O-ring on it. So this is for that. OEM head gasket. Intake manifold gasket. And believe it or not, there's a lot more stuff coming in. I've been ordering up the ass. And a lot of people ask me where I buy all this on Instagram, and because I post up a post. But this is all from Honda, straight up Honda, because I work at Honda. And I would say I spent roughly $600–700 already on just gasket O-rings, hoses, and just small shits. You don't have to do this, you know, like just buy all OEM, but the thing is, that's just how I want to do it, and I just want a full OEM rebuild. And we're gonna be buying OEM piston rings, OEM rod bearings. I gotta pull off and check the rod bearing clearance or how thick it is, so I can buy the right ones from Honda. Yeah, so just full rebuild. The head, I think I should be getting the head back tomorrow. I don't think I could actually work on the motor tomorrow until I get back, because we're actually gonna be heading up to Rancho Cucamonga. I'm heading with Lee and Javi. We're gonna be picking up 2 hoods and a transmission. And we're gonna be hanging out with John. Yo, it's John with the Goldie EG. So I'll probably make a video of that. I kind of want to get back into this vlogging about a lot of stuff, because nowadays I kind of just want to focus on making videos of just me like working on the car and stuff. But the case swap's kind of put on hold. We just have to do the wiring stuff. Everything's pretty much done on it. The motor runs. All right, first like. The car drives under its own power. I have a video of it, but we just have to do like the halo harness tuck and the small wiring stuff. And the exhaust too. Gotta put the other hangers on it. But besides that, let's get into more stuff that I actually picked up. Most of you guys probably seen my video of me picking up a full Mugen kit for this car for $1,200, and I ended up selling the lip, the front lip, because it was damaged. And the video looked really clean, but as I kept looking at it, I sold it. I ended up selling it because it just wasn't clean. I didn't want to have someone repair, or I repair myself, because it won't be like the original condition. And I do still have the side skirts. If you guys don't know, these are the Mugen side skirts for the hatch and the coupe. And last night I decided to say fuck it and bought another Mugen front lip. The reason why is because my friend was selling this and it was extremely cheap. Now I won't say like it's like $200 cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than what these could sell for. And the only issue this lip has is this small little crack, but that is whatever. And all the mounting brackets are intact. They're not cracked or anything. And the badge. You know, at the bottom it is scraped, but there's no cracks or nothing. My other one that I had was actually pretty badly damaged. So the Mugen lips, they have this curve to it. On the black one that I had or picked up with the kit, this was completely shaven down because I guess when they were moving it, they dragged it on the ground and completely flattened it. So it didn't have the shape anymore. And also around this bracket, on this one, it was cracked. And also on the middle one. And yeah, this one was just in a lot better condition, and I actually got this thing for cheap. So 2019, we're going full Mugen on this car. Might have to change the hood because the hood might interfere with that lip, because that lip is not aggressive looking. The spoon lip is a lot more aggressive, but we're probably just gonna swap it out. I'm gonna get a different hood and all that. But here's what's currently done. I think I already filmed this, so I added more stuff. I put the fuel filter bracket in there, but I don't have a fuel filter. I'm waiting on that from Honda. All right, I'm just gonna clean up the garage a bit, and then we are gonna be heading out to Rancho Cucamonga up north tomorrow. So I filmed that. It's gonna be a fun day. John's gonna be prepping his car and all that, so I'll bring you guys along. Be a little different from all of this shit that's going on. So, yep. Peace, guys. What's the other? Just keep building and get ready for that rebuild.
Just need one ray through the dark skies. I gotta look for the bright side.